episode, and today is the 12th day of September 2023. We're delighted to be here once again. My name is Nonya Wokoye, welcoming you to our morning show today. And we are beginning, as usual, with the press review. Hope you stay with us and let's go through it together. It's press review on ABS television here in Oka, Anambra State, Nigeria. Thank you so much for always waking up with us. Tuesday, the 12th day of September 2023. And in the studio this morning, we've been joined by public affairs analyst Simon Mwafo as a former. Let's look at what the papers are saying today. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Good morning, Anambra. Good morning, all our viewers everywhere.
All right. As you know, the program Press Review, we take a look at some of our national dailies and, of course, stories making their headlines on ABS website. It's audience participatory. You have the opportunity to call with the number on the screen to make an input where necessary. All right, let's begin with stories making their headlines on ABS website. Police arraigned 33 suspects for cultism, criminal activities, flooding. Anambra State government commended for proactive measures to mitigate effect. FG to intervene on gully erosion site threatening Onitsha Owerri Road. Lord Soludo on control measures. Mrs. Soludo plans to include pupils, youth, women in healthy living initiative. Over to you as a former.
Thank you very much. All the topics are very attractive. So let me start with the police arresting drug-related drug addicts.
Cultism, criminal.
Yes, I think that is a welcome development, because even right now, if we do not check these things, you know that the society, will be messed up. Look at the police DPO that was killed in River State. It's because of cult-related activities. So our youths are engaging in a very bad habit that, if not checked, the society may be wiped out. It will be life in the jungle, the survival of the fittest. Because when one is in one court, another person will like to go into another court that is greater than this. So it continues. It means that the innocent can no longer exist in the society. So I pray that every hand will be on deck so that we checkmate this type of happening in our society. Secondly, on erosion. And I thank God for the discussion of the governor and the minister for works. And thank God that is somebody from this side that will understand, because he who wears the shoe knows where it pinches. So it must be well planned. As we are coming now with the person, we saw so many roads being threatened by erosion. Almost even interior roads. You can see every nook and cranny that Anambra is erosion prone. So we must, the government, especially the federal government, Onisha Owerri Road and all other roads must be put in the forefront to be handled and constructed in a way that people can easily pass. So, and I'm happy about the innovation of the minister. I hope that the stakeholders will agree with him so that they will change, let them use cement this thing instead of abstract to do the road. Because cement, there was a time it was debated. I've heard the Ohaneze, the governor of Anambra State, have all supported Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi being an engineer, I believe he knows what he's doing, and he knew what he did in Ebonyi State. So there was a time, even it was debated in Senate before this time, that let our contractors be using cement instead of this outdoor. Because whenever it rains, ordinary quota will be destroyed. But if you use cement, cement will be absorbing the water. It will not affect the main road.
Okay, let's run. Let's see the first paper for review this morning. The Daily Sun newspaper. Let's see stories in front of the Daily Sun newspaper. UAE lifts visa ban on Nigerian travelers. Decision taken after parley with Tinubu. Education Minister directs VC to fish out killers of nursing students in Ekiti. Edo Deputy Governor Shaibu moves out of official residence. We also have other stories there. PDP knocks Tinubu legal team over PAPT judgment, CTC. Kicks against FG's planned Fulani colonies in Benue. Urges Alia to reject it. FG fled 4.2 billion naira SEF gas, lost $22.9 billion between 2012-2021, says Nostra. Eulogies as Akintola Williams, account legend, dies at 104. Hoodlums raise another Imo Monarch's Palace. Reps LP loses 3 seats in Abia. Edo Tribunal dismisses LP APC petition against Abatasho Iyawe. Drama as Tribunal returns Labour Minister to Senate. Okay, other Stories UK Visa Center in Enugu will enhance economic partnership, cultural exchanges. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and President of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, in handshake after a meeting in Abu Dhabi yesterday. I think it was after that meeting that the ban was lifted against Nigerians traveling to United Arab Emirates. Now, Zenith Bank records triple-digit increase in profit in H1 2023. Education Minister, okay, we've seen that. Okay, these are stories making their headlines in front of the Daily Sun newspaper.
Quickly, I want to applaud our president and that of UAE for putting an end to this.
Visa ban.
It's always good to have a good neighbor relationship. Good neighbor, and have a good relationship with your neighbors, especially in international sphere. Secondly, about the student that was killed, I am happy. Let the government, let every stakeholder put every measure to dish out those who, if not, this nation will turn into a different thing. A young girl who was being trained by the parents, maybe they are selling everything they have to make sure that they have a graduate as well, going to the class to study. That is all you can hear. So it's very unfortunate. And if we, the essence of law and the punishment is to serve as a deterrent.
To others.
So if you don't check these things, then it will continue. But if you handle it very well, that is why our judiciary and our every management in every level must step up this thing so that we checkmate all these activities in the society.
All right, it's press review on ABS television, and your opinions are needed this morning. The lines on the screen is what you can use to call in and make an input. Speak on any topic that interests you on the press review this morning. Let's move on to the next paper, the New National Star newspaper. That's the next paper we are looking at. Tribunal sacks more senators, House members. 3 Abia LP lawmakers, Ghana's son, NNPC Dankao lose seat. Labour Minister Lalong becomes a senator-elect. Insecurity, IGP to review firearms licensing regulations. PDP kicks as FG plans Fulani colony in Benue. FG to increase education funding by 25%. That's coming from the minister. Article others mourn as Nigeria's first chartered accountant, Akintola Williams, dies at 104. Enugu gets UK Visa Center. We need about 7 trillion naira to fix dilapidated federal roads. That's coming from Omahe. Multiple taxation inimical to economic growth, development, and an NCC speaking. Tension as Unizik plans to install CCTV to monitor Randy lecturers. Afrexim Bank to finance local vehicle manufacturers in Africa with $41 billion. Uae lifts visa ban on Nigerian travelers after Tinubu's intervention. Okay, that's all we have in front of the paper. But I think it's important for us to look at this going on now by tribunals. And one begins to wonder, you know, the way the thing is going and the parties that are being affected, you know, it seems it's a planned deal that is being executed at this point.
It seems as if you are in my mind. In short, I am coming here because of what my major concern is not even a party. My major concern is the future of this nation and the legacy we are leaving for the upcoming generation. You know why these things should concern everyone is, you know, law. In law, every president that is set becomes the law. Anything now that the court gives wrong interpretation, that is the law until a higher court comes to quash it. Otherwise, And if Supreme Court, we have plethora of cases like that, where Supreme Court will give anti-people judgment. And then that will be the law for that time until the Supreme Court overrides itself. Otherwise, that is the law. And everybody, we have a Savannah Bank versus Ajelo. People cry. If you look at it, you see injustice manifested. If you read it, look at this thing I'm coming now. The bill I'm using, this little pamphlet I'm having, is because of this issue of court and tribunal. I had to go back to read my materials last night. I'm telling you. Look at the one of the presidential this thing. If you see the criticism, if you see what lawyers are saying, analysts are saying, that they are not learning law, they are now learning law for afresh. Because if you see so many things that were posited by the tribunal, you start to think, some of them are saying that they are questioning whether they actually, what they were taught in law school. So that is the point. And look at the one that is in Enugu State, in Abia State. And some people have suggested that we conclude all election the petitions before even affecting either senatorial this seat or the presidency or the governor. Look at, because now a senator, somebody who is already sworn in as a minister, is now being welcomed. And if you see how they are rushing certain things, Ugochi at Imo State, some people who are vocal, whom the powers that be don't want, they are all being affected. I think our judiciary must step up. God help us in this nation. Otherwise, we are setting a bad precedent.
All right, can we look at Akintola Williams? You know, when I read that he died at 104, I said, this is not death. He transited. He just went home at 104 years, you know, and one begins a lot of questions. What's the secret, even in Nigeria? You know, what's the secret of the longevity? That, I think, it is going to serve as a lecture to all of us, most of us, to learn, you know, what helped him to live as long as 104 years.
Thank you very much. You know, that even the Bible answers it. It is said that you know, righteousness prolongs life. If you look at like some people, some lawyers were saying that gone are the days of Justice Yoputa, the well-known jurists you have in the Supreme Court in this thing. So if you look at those people now, somebody like Akintola Williams, when we were growing, all these people who think of their life and the welfare of the nation first, not selfish interest, they are being rewarded in one way or the other. So that is the secret as far as concerned. God, no man is a God, but there are certain things you will do, then your life will be prolonged. God will use one way or the other to repair you. So I am happy about he just slept, and that is good.
Okay, let's move on. The Punch newspaper is next paper we'll be looking at right now. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Punch newspaper. Tinubu special investigator faults CBN audited reports. We have riders there. Central Bank allegedly pays over 400 million naira to IFRS Academy for accounting guidelines. DSS to summon FRC boss, top directors as CBN special investigator deepens probe. And operator excited as UAE lifts visa ban. Operators excited as UAE lifts ban on Nigerians. Morocco earthquake death toll rises to 2,700. Pengasin reacts as Dangote refinery misses production deadline. Sorry. Obasanjo governors mourn as doing of accounting. Williams dies at 104. 2.9 billion naira fraud. Jonathan's godson, 2 others jailed 6 years. Court remands jealous lover for killing girlfriend. corruption, biggest hindrance to Nigeria's democratic development. That's a global report. Do we look at that as the country, the challenge, one of the basic challenge of Nigeria as of today?
Yes, thank you very much. And that is why we are all crying. The other day I was posting something on the internet. I was saying that even if we welcome corruption and the all manner of things, even if anyhowness is the pattern in our country here, how are we seen in the outside world, in a sinner class? Well, how do they rate us? Nigeria is corruption capital of the world, so it's not a good name. So if you look at how we are seen. I was listening to analysts yesterday. One man was saying that he was, this AEAU, United Arab Emirates, that he was invited for an official something this thing in Dubai. And he was going for his visa. Coming to the office, they told him that you are denied, Nigerians are denied visa. He gave another instance where he traveled overseas. And somebody was narrating something to him, say they were living here as a very calm place. Nobody knows. But there was a time a Nigerian came in that area, that locality. The whole thing changed. I was listening to just last night. So what am I saying? That is why if you're in Nigeria now, if you pass anywhere in the world, you become a suspect. So it's not fair. That is why our government, our administrators, let us adhere to rule of law. Even if you get one thing or two good, you pass in one or two ways. But in other subjects, other areas, you don't do things according to law. It's not, you cannot make the mark. You cannot pass.
All right. Now, Morocco earthquake death toll rises to 2,700. Oh, I don't know. This issue of this earthquake that happened in Morocco, people are still dying.
It's very unfortunate. And that is that's why some of the analysts are saying that the problem of Nigeria is man-made. Because some people were saying it yesterday, that we don't experience, you cannot be walking now. I've not had it in Nigeria from childhood. You will be walking now, suddenly there is an earthquake. One area is wiped out. We don't have tornadoes. We don't have God, blessed this nation. I'm still grateful to God. Because even this terrorism we are hearing now, we are experiencing, there was a time we were hearing about those things in other nations. But today, because of our activities, because of the way the leaders are subjecting the downtrodden, the poor masses, people are engaging in all sorts of crimes. And we're experiencing what we have not been seeing before. So that is it. So I pray that God will intervene in the situation it's very pathetic.
Very, very pathetic. All right, let's move on now to the Daily Independent newspaper. Let's see stories making the headlines in front of the Daily Independent. Sorry. Masses won't eat good policies, intentions. NASU tells Tinubu, we tried a dare, ask federal government to resuscitate oil refineries, probe monies for repairs. Tribunal declares Lalong winner of Plateau South senatorial election. NEC unveils app to resolve power outage complaints real time. Uae Lifts Visa Ban, we've seen that. UK Open Center in Enugu, we've seen that. FGOK's United Nigeria Airlines for UK, US, 4 other international routes. Abbas, Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, Obaseki, Mon, Akintola, Williams. Zenith Bank records gross earnings of 967.3 billion naira H1 2023. IGP raises committee to review firearms licensing regulations. And the FG launches a new mechanism to reach children yet to receive routine vaccines. Okay, these are other stories in front of the daily independent newspaper. Which one are you looking at?
Let me pick the continuation of what we are saying about the trial. If you look at it,
Into the banner headline that masses won't eat good policies.
Yes,
and intentions.
and that one is that's what I was saying before, because it's not, even now we are not expecting promises, mapping out policies. What we need is implementation. What will affect the lives of the common man in the street?
And that has been the problem of Nigeria.
That's what I'm telling you.
Beautiful policies, good, they read it, it will be so beautiful in their mouth. But when it comes to implementation, that is where the problem
Because
lies.
they don't have good intention to follow up the policies. They are just being, mischievous. That's because when you have an integrity to protect, you will think, one, your conscience will not allow you to sleep when you don't live to the expectation and the promises you made. There is what is called a promissory estoppel in law. Even when you promise some people, you raise their hope. Some will deny themselves certain things they will have, hoping that things will get better by tomorrow. All for you to abandon it and do another thing. It's very unfair. It's very unfair. Look at the tribe. Look at it along given all this daylight robbery will show you that it's a planned deal. It's very unfortunate.
All right, the Nation newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Nation. Mixed fortunes for APC, PDP, Labour at tribunals. Mixed fortunes for APC, PDP, Labour at tribunals. Zenith Bank makes 967 billion naira half-year gross earnings. Federal varsities to get full financial autonomy. Edo relocates tribal's office outside government house. Row between Ogun government, Daniel, over Plaza deepens. Okay, accounting icon Akintola Williams dies at 104. This is a huge celebration of life there by the family. 11 feared killed in Plateau. Devastating storm kills 150 in Libya. Okay, I don't know which one are we looking at.
The Plateau disaster is unfortunate, and the killings because flood and the other natural disasters are disturbing the people. Then you have killings by man-made killings. So that is why nobody can guarantee his life tomorrow now in Nigeria. It's very unfortunate. Then, but I'm interested in that mixed feelings. Or
mixed fortunes.
Fortunes for
APC, PDP, Labour at tribunals.
Yes, the newspapers will highlight it that way. But if you look at the casualties, you will see that it is one-sided. If you look at the casualties, you see that, and every reasonable human being, we know that even one-party system is not good for a nation, not to talk of Nigeria.
You know, when you look at this issue now, you see, during that election and immediately after that election, Nigerians were jubilating, and they were saying that things are trying to change in the political scene. Do you think they're trying to return back to what we used to have before the election?
Somebody said, when you fight corruption, corruption will fight back. This is corruption fighting back. Those monsters who are, but one thing we fail to understand is, look at what is happening around in Africa now. In Gabon, we are crying of the one in Niger. It has happened in Mali. It is when you push people to the wall, and there is no more gap for you to push. They must try to exist. And that is when they will push back. And that is what we are here. The Niger one was trending. Then now Gabon. No, who is talking about Gabon now? Because it's all over the place. And so what I'm saying is very unfortunate where we have found ourselves. These people don't have conscience. Now, look at the plateau. Okay, if you are returning along, ordinary objective text will show that why didn't the governor of the succeeding Lalonde, governor of the same party, win there if Lalonde did well in Plateau? That is because that is how you used to check. If he did well, why didn't his party win governorship? Why didn't he win Senate? Look at Enugu State, where the governor lost. Now you are trying through the back door to return all of them, to deny that party you said that they don't have what is it called? Structure. To prove that. And to return the old brigades. People said they are fed up with. People are jubilating that we are fed up with these people. You want to return.
Okay. Look at what is also playing out in some of these places. In Government House, Edo relocate Shaibu's office outside Government House. His office outside Government House. I wonder where they would keep the office this time around. Then the row between Ogun government and the former governor's wife over Plaza deepened.
That's what I was telling you. What they are trying to bring this society and our nation into now is survival of the fittest. That is, people employing self-help. When you have the power, and power corrupts, and so when you must be subjected to follow if you can't beat them, you join them. That is the point, and that is why so many people are. Look at this Donna you are talking. The deputy governor was proving tough. He wanted to join where he will have force to fight the governor. Then Adams Oshomola, because of maybe previous quarrel, they say this is not a camp for the APC is not a destitute home. So you better be loyal to your governor. So the man saw that he was frustrated. He now bent down. And the governor now had more power to relocate him out of the government house. So you see, tomorrow, if he has joined APC, they will give him strength. Then he will start doing what he likes.
Okay.
So,
now, federal varsities to get full financial autonomy, and I don't know what will become of these universities when they are eventually granted a full autonomy financially.
Actually, it is good in one way, but it's always the principle of governance needs checks and balances. If power corrupts, as I said, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Whenever there's no way to check somebody, there's nothing to checkmate the activities of a human being naturally. You see that the person will be acting arbitrarily. So that is the point. So in as much as I was reading when some analysts were saying when they wanted to pass a law in National Assembly about this sex scandal in universities, the professors and the lecturers were bold to go to National and say it will not be passed. Because if you cannot, if you want to check that off, you pass it for religious this and that. You see, it's shameful. It's not good for our society.
Oh, okay, let's see. The Guardian newspaper is next. Let's see stories in front of the Guardian. Cautious optimism as FG adopts piecemeal negotiation out of $800 million stock funds. Cautious optimism as FG adopts piecemeal negotiation out of $800 million stock funds. Also in front of the Guardian newspaper, we can see other stories there. 78,000 Nigerians die yearly from cancer. Nigeria's microfinance banking dream on brink of failure. 2.9 billion naira NDDC fraud Aid to ex-MD, 2 others back 6-year jail term. End of an era in accounting profession as Akintola Williams bows out. And okay, that's just about it in front of the Guardian newspaper. I don't know if we can look at this report that 78,000 Nigerians die yearly from cancer.
That is what some people were saying the other day that you know why deaths in other nations, if in some nations, if they had the death of 200 people, this and that, it will be news. But here, because of our population, people are dying in thousands and millions, and it's no longer news. That is the problem, because of our population. Now, government must do something. Life is precious. And like some of the nations, look at this Dubai now, United Arab Emirates, we are rushing to. Is it not people that we are Bush the other day? Now, they made some people were saying yesterday that if you get to Dubai, your phone, yeah, you can place your handset anywhere. You can, somebody who said, he experienced it. Somebody told him, even if you forget your handset here now, you can go anywhere you like and come back, and nobody will touch it. Even somebody will call you and say, please take your handset. Because immediately you pick it, then there is this city will catch you, and then your hand will be cut off. That is what people want to hear. So everybody is cautious not to engage in any crime.
Okay, the Nigerian Tribune, that's the next paper we are looking at, the Nigerian Tribune. Presidency, Uae lifts visa ban on Nigerians after Tinubu's intervention. We have riders there. Let's take the riders. Emirates, Etihad Airlines to resume flights. Nominations open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. FG to increase education funding by 25%, coming from the Minister of Education. Targets 4 years to end out-of-school children syndrome. FG orders probe prosecution of killers of a Federal University, that's a nursing student in Ekiti State. Court orders Ogun government to maintain status quo on Daniel's property. Demolition not politically motivated, coming from Abiodu. Zenith Bank defies odds with triple-digit surge in H1 2023. UBA Foundation launches 2023 National Essay Competition. And, okay, that's just the much we have in front of the paper. Funding of education by 25%. The other paper we saw that federal universities will be given full financial autonomy. Now, funding education by 25%. Could that be enough?
That is the conflict. You know, that's what some people, and remember when we were in Abuja at law school, some people were saying, because if the universities are going for financial autonomy, it's good. But to whom much is given, much is expected. And from whom much is expected, you cannot be expecting to receive from the federal government and will not be accountable to them. That is what some people were reasoning, people on the other side. So what I'm saying is, naturally, 25% is not even enough for education in Nigeria. But the point is, even if you put it, now everybody is seeking for self-interest. You know, some professors and some people in some institutions will still be utilizing it well. They will still be pursuing to have mansions and this and that. And then the poor people will not get that education for which that fund is invested. And yet they are seeking for financial autonomy, so that if you make millions from the university, you will just squash it in enjoying yourself.
You know, and the writer there says they target 4 years to end out of school children syndrome. And don't you think it's important at this point for the federal government to really walk their talk? You know, just like somebody said in the other paper that Nigerians, he said, how did it put it? That Nigerians, masses won't eat good policies and intentions. They will have so many beautiful policies, and this is not the first time Nigerians are hearing so many of these things. And it's important for the government of the day to know that they really need to walk the talk.
You know why I am pained, actually, I'm pained? It's because awareness has been created by this last election. Citizens are now ready to follow the government and people on authority for them to be accountable for them. But now, with what is happening now, you can see people are being demoralized again. People are losing interest. Look at Enugu State, where the governor promised 180 days, water will be run. They are following him now, bomber to bomber. They account every day put on, they are counting the days. That is, so these 4 years now, let us wait and see. But because there are powers that they believe they are above the law. Otherwise, if that awareness that is created, if they have allowed the people would have been followed government, the leaders to be accountable. And when you don't do that, when you don't walk the talk, then people will have a way to repay you.
Okay, now there's this promotion in this paper that I would want us to look at. You know, I think UBA Foundation launching a 2023 National Essay Competition, nominations open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. You know, there has been this debate by Nigerians that Big Brother Africa, people go there to perform, and a lot of things are given to them. You know, a lot of it. But when it comes to educational, whatever, you know, what is mapped out for, or the gifts for the kids are not as big as what is gotten at the other side, and the tendency now the younger ones tilt towards that one rather than the education. So I don't know what we have to say to the UBA Foundation and of course people organizing this nomination for Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize.
Even not only that, even the last World Cup, people were praising this lady Alozia, that was working and developing her talent as well. You see, so many people are saying it. That is that BB Niger issue. The question you will ask is, what value does it add to our?
Let's not try to, you know, paint them bad. There are people that enjoy them. They know why they are enjoying it. But let's look at this one. This is this education. You know, this should be the prices for it should be up so that more youths, you know, should key into this.
We are saying the same thing. What I was saying is that it will attract such huge, amount for people who. That's what I'm saying. We should be thinking of what will develop our future generation. And that is what will attract, will make people to be attractive to what will develop their future. That's what I'm saying. Okay. As you have said now, if you allocate, if people see that they are winning such amount in the BB, then every child will think that is the way to go. And they will not abandon everything. Look at the baddest lawyer the lawyers are quarreling with. It's because of her attitude now. Do you think somebody will waste time to go and read law instead of behaving the way she's behaving?
Okay, I think that's the much we can take on the program this morning, the press review. I hope that UBA Foundation listen to this press review and do the needful. Let our younger ones take a cue or, vie for, writing essays where they have to think outside the box. We'd like to thank you so much for being here this morning. Our guest, Simon Nwafo Ezofoma. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. And I thank all Nigerians, the Anambra, and all our viewers. And I raise our hope. Let us not lose hope, like said by somebody. And our leaders also, please, let us make this nation to work. allow the poor to breathe.
All right, that's just about it on the press review for this morning. Thank you so much for being here. And we have more coming up on Good Morning Anambra Show. Do stay.